Lament tells a story of a werewolf who, frustrated with Cloud Strife's inability to protect Ares, steals his giant sword and embarks on a bloody quest of revenge against Sephiroth. That's not actually the story, but it should be. There's no story to speak of here. You just press start and are thrust right into the game. So I think it's fair to create your own, and a werewolf seeking revenge with Cloud's sword seems like a game I would want to play, and it kind of is the aesthetic that the game is giving off. Controls are simple. You have an attack, jump, and wall jump. You unlock new moves as you progress, but more on that later. Things here started off pretty tough. Every enemy was positioned right next to a pit, and you have these little bouncy platforms that rise and fall and act as mini trampolines, but don't give you any extra momentum. The knockback here is unlike anything you have ever seen. Now I know how much we are all emotionally scarred from getting knocked into pits as kids, but the knockback here is next level. Just look at this, look! And as much as I love this clip, most times I was not so lucky, and knockbacks led to instant death. I died a ton trying to figure things out, but about halfway through the first level, you get this little orb, which gives you ability to block. This block is nuts. By pressing down, you can block literally everything in every direction. Your character holds his sword out in front of him, but it doesn't really matter if things fall on your head, you can block it. If things hit you from the back, you can block it. You can even block in midair, and if you land on a projectile while blocking, you're safe. Each of the 4 stages has an upgrade that you find halfway through their respective levels. These upgrades are legit. The block I just mentioned is like having an invincible star from Mario that you could trigger at any moment. The second level has you unlock a projectile by pressing up and attack. You fire this razor blade that just keeps going and cuts through everything in its path. You have unlimited use of this, so there really was no reason to not use it, and it rendered the melee combat in the game just totally moot. These 2 upgrades in particular were both really fun, but they also present one problem that I had with the game. Your character gets more powerful as the game progresses, but the game does not adjust to meet his power level, giving the game an almost reverse difficulty curve. As I mentioned before, I was dying a ton at first. The start of the game really kicked my butt, and I was dreading how difficult things might become later, but really the start is the hardest part. As I unlocked new upgrades and got used to the mechanics of the game, the later half of the game was pretty easy. Each enemy you kill drops a few souls, and collecting 100 of them gives you a 1-up. By the time I hit the last boss, I had acquired 8 additional lives and never saw the game over screen, outside of the bunch of times I died in the first half of the first level. Each of the 4 levels ends in a boss. Like most games of these types, you learn their patterns and you can take them down pretty quickly. I died once on every boss and was always able to beat them my second go around, with the only exception being the final boss. This guy was completely insane. He has a huge variety of attacks. He fills the whole screen up with projectiles while he's dashing around. He actually seemed impossible at first and killed me a bunch of times. But it was this encounter that taught me just how overpowered the block was. After dying 4 or 5 times, I came to realize that as long as I was blocking, I was completely invincible. So I just sat there, blocked, got an occasional poke in until he died. The game also has a 1-screen ending, which makes absolutely no sense and is the only bit of anything resembling a story in this game. Despite its flaws, I had a good time with the 40 or so minutes it took me to beat this game. It sells for $1 on Steam, and for that price, if you're looking for a fun NES-themed action platformer, this will definitely be worth a playthrough.